Hey everybody, Sam here from Sugar Spun Run, and today I'll be showing you how to make slice and bake cookies. These cookies are super fun to bake and they are very versatile. Today I'm going to be giving you a great base recipe and you can add your own fun mix-in as you would like. To get started, you are going to need 1 cup of softened unsalted butter, and we'll add this to a large bowl. And we're also going to add a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar and a 1/4 cup of tightly packed light brown sugar. You're going to want to use an electric mixer for this recipe to beat everything together until your butters and sugars are creamy and well combined. We are going to add 1 large egg yolk to our batter. Keep in mind this is just the yolk, you'll want to discard of the white, we won't need it for this recipe. And we'll give everything a good stir. Now we can add our salt and our flavoring. You're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and you'll want to just sprinkle this evenly over your cookie dough. I'm also going to be using a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And this is optional, but I will also be using a 1/4 teaspoon of almond extract. We'll give everything a good stir before adding our flour. These slice and bake cookies are going to need 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. You're going to want to add this gradually to your cookie dough so that while you're mixing everything together, the flour doesn't go flying everywhere. This is a pretty dry and crumbly dough, so you're going to want to grab your spatula and make sure to scrape the sides and the bottom of the bowl so that all of your flour gets incorporated into your batter. At this point, your slice and bake cookie dough is actually pretty much done, but as I mentioned earlier, if you want to add any add-ins, this is the time to do it. Maybe you want to add mini chocolate chips or chopped up candy pieces. I'm going to be adding sprinkles. I'm going to just be adding about 2½ tablespoons of colored sprinkles. I'm using Nonpareils. And because Nonpareils have a tendency to bleed through your dough, I don't recommend using your electric mixer to stir them together. I'm going to use my spatula to gently fold them into the dough. So at this point, our cookie dough is actually pretty much done. Now we are going to roll it up into logs and we're going to chill it. The easiest way to do this is to break your dough in half and drop half of the batter into a sheet of wax paper. We're going to use our hands and the wax paper to form it into a log. So for nice round cookies, you're going to want the edges to be even and you're going to want them to be smooth. I just use my hands to kind of smooth out the edges and make this a nice smooth log. I'm just going to tamp down the edges to make them flat as well. Now your cookie dough is ready to chill, but if you put it in the fridge like this, then you'll find that the bottom will actually flatten on your refrigerator shelf and you will have a flat bottom. I like my cookies to be round, so a little trick that I've learned is to take a paper towel roll and cut that in half, and then I will cut that lengthwise, so this opens up like this, and I will place my cookie dough roll into the paper towel roll. While this isn't actually necessary, your cookies will taste just as good without doing this. It is going to keep the edges round. You'll want to repeat this process with the other half of your cookie dough, and then we will transfer these cookie dough rolls to your refrigerator where we'll let them chill for at least 2 to 3 hours. About 15 minutes before you are ready to slice and bake your cookies, you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, once your dough has finished chilling, it should be nice and solid and it will be ready to cut. You're going to need a sharp knife for this, and you'll want to cut your cookie dough slices to be about 1/4 inch thick. You'll want to place your cookie dough slices on a parchment paper lined cookie sheet, and you'll want to space them about 1 inch apart. Now these slice and bake cookies are ready to bake, so we'll place them in our 350 degree Fahrenheit preheated oven and we'll bake them for 10 to 12 minutes or until the edges are just beginning to turn golden brown. As you can see, these slice and bake cookies don't spread much at all while they're baking, and the best way to tell that they're done is that the edges near the bottom should be turning just slightly golden brown. These slice and bake cookies taste great as is. They are buttery and slightly crisp and have such a great flavor, but if you want to play around and dip them in chocolate and add sprinkles, that's something I like to do sometimes. They taste great that way as well. Well, that is how you make these slice and bake cookies. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you try it out, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think of it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.